I'm not getting in your car because blank. We're filling in the blank with your funny answers live on the Brew.
All right, Joel, so you're not getting into someone's car because blank. Fill in the blank.
Because you're a f***ing alcoholic, you piece of shit.
Clearly, you've already had a couple before today's fine webcast here. What is that, by the way? Is that a Bud Light?
Joe's a sharp one.
What is that, a Bud Light Seltzer? Is that what that is? Oh, yep.
Joe's a sharp one. No, I'm just playing. No, yeah. That actually is a really good answer. I'm sure a lot of people are going to go with that. Now, yeah, that is a Bud Light Seltzer. I just cracked this open. Joe made a really good point off camera that I don't have to work today. That's kind of the reason why I'm actually drinking for the show. But yeah, I always go with something new. I always try something new. There's a Bud Light Seltzer cherry, I believe. Yeah, the cherry cola one with 5%, having it with nuts. You know, you don't want to get in a car with somebody that's had a Bud Light Seltzer, 5% cherry with nuts.
No. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Please don't drink and drive. So make that. That wasn't going to be my answer, though. So why am I not getting in a car with somebody? Because you're a lousy driver. Because your driving sucks. I mean, okay, not everybody knows how to drive a car. In fact, did you see, what's his face, the old Dick Van Dyke? The guy's like 99, 100 years old, and he's behind the wheel of a car going way too fast. So even though just because you're old and you're elder doesn't mean like, oh, you're qualified to drive a car. And this is from a guy that learned how to drive a car when he was 8 years old. So, yeah, it's...
That, you know, that's a pretty sensitive subject. There's a lot of people who think that the elderly should be able to continue to drive, and there's a lot of people that are like, well, you should have to go through a test every year. Hold on, cheers.
I don't know about testing. You're right, it's a controversial subject. Yeah.
Drinking a Bud Light. No, but for what you just mentioned with him, Dick Van Dyke is a rich dude that's been around for a long time. You're 90, what'd you say, 91? He's up there.
Yeah, it's in the 90s.
Whatever the age is, he's up there. He's above that age. Just hire somebody. Just get a Lyft or an Uber. If I can do a ride share, you can do a ride share.
As long as
it's
he knows
really easy.
Well, as long as he knows how to operate the mobile app on his
easy.
phone to get one. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about testing everybody every year when you get older. That's not really the answer, but it's hard to do. But when you get pulled over by the cops because you're clearly not able to control the car like you're drunk, that's, I guess, when you know you have a problem. But all right. But anyhow, Joel, our viewers, they get a lot of great suggestions on fill in the blank here. So I'm not getting in the car with you because blank. Here's the blank. Bill All DM123 says, I'm not getting your car because my mom told me about stranger danger. Starman, you have a suspended license. NJ Leakster, it's dirty, stinks like old socks, and uninsured. Plus, those cars were on recall for years. Vamos Yankees, I don't know you. Rock for Guitar, you fart with your eyes and the window's closed. Real tweets, your car has a Flyers logo on it. Yeah, we all know how Philly fans, they can be rough down there, and when they protest, they will smash cars.
Right. I like how most of those answers were all like legal reasons, which is kind of like what we already touched on. But yes, if there's somebody with a logo on the back and you're really that hardcore about it, like Matt Tweed is, then yeah, you're not going to get into Flyers. See, the thing is with me and Joe, I'll just speak for me. But if I'm going into a ride share and they have a logo of a team I don't like, I'm gonna say some shit to them. But depending on what they say, I'm not necessarily going to give them... I'll never give anybody a bad rating, but I'm not necessarily going to not tip them because of it. Because most people are pretty playful about what sport teams they have.
Speaking of cars with logos now, as local television stations cut back, they're selling a lot of their news vehicles, so they want to ride around with news vehicles that are unlogoed. But you can buy their old cars online, so all of a sudden you can buy like an old, Fox 5 DC vehicle and ride around and pretend that you're doing the news. So that'll freak people out. You roll in front of their house in like this, logoed car from like NBC Bismarck, Montana. Wouldn't that be crazy? Like rolls up in front of your door and somebody's like starts asking you questions?
Right. And you can always just fake that shit now. And you can fake it on Twitter, too, now that you have Twitter Blue.
Oh, no. You just went there. All right, well, let me
get... It's the same concept, but for cars.
Let me get you out of this hole before he gets suspended by going back to some more viewer ideas. So why aren't you getting into a car? Art says because it's a piece of shit. Scooters McGavin says because you're drunk. And finally, Prince Nye says, you're not my lift. Oh, back to the ride shares, how you brought that up with Dick Van Dyke getting in the wrong car there. Yeah, ride shares. You gotta actually like double check because sometimes here in the neighborhood, they're not logoed either sometimes. So somebody rolls up in just some random car, you can get in.
Yeah, I mean, you could just look at your screen and see their license plate.
You know, you think that's the case, and I had somebody here.
I do think that's the case.
Well, but I had somebody a couple years ago actually get in my Uber at Newark Airport
That's
here.
very true.
But people don't like pay attention. That's what it comes out. Like somebody got on my car, and I'm like, that's my Uber, and took off. I had to like reschedule my rideshare. I'm like, wait a minute, you didn't look. So talk about stranger danger, like somebody's comment. It happened.
Yeah, sounds like they might have to reimburse you then.
They did. So all right, well there you go. Lots of great answers. Lots of great answers. We thank you for that. And and you don't need Twitter Blue, but you want to have lots more fun, click the like, subscribe button for all the fun here on the Big Jersey Joe 50 YouTube channel. Lots of fun and games waiting for you each and every week. What's that, Joel?
Joe, listen.
Yeah.
That was a Twitter Blue Uber.
Yeah, there you go. You're just firing those torpedoes at the Twitter Corporation today, aren't you? All right, well, once again, before Joel gets suspended, here's Joe Line on you saying thanks for watching. Have a good one. Be careful your ride shares out there, and we'll see you next time.
There's more fun and games waiting now on the Jersey Joe 50 YouTube channel. Click that subscribe button now.